All right, we're gonna go on record here at the BRC. Can I get the state and to put a name on the record?
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
And from the Public Defender's Office,
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
I have Ms. George here from Pretrial Release Services. We'll do our 33-day motions. We'll start with Mr. Brown, 2021 CF 1651AO.
Rashawn Brown.
Yep.
Sorry, Your Honor. It was filed.
All right, so that'll be denied.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Notice it on filing.
All right. Granted. I have Curley, 2021 CF 1177AO.
It was filed this morning, Your Honor.
Denied. I have Graves, 2021 CF 171619AO.
Notice it on filing.
Granted. This is Levy, 2021 CF 415AO.
Notice it on filing.
All right, that'll be granted. I have Moreno, 2021 CF 1724AO.
Notice it on filing.
Granted. Of Roberts, 2021 CF 847AO.
Notice it on filing.
That's granted. I have Hill, 2021 CF 1732AO.
Notice it on filing.
Granted. All right. First up. I have McIntosh, 2021 CF 1630AO.
Notice it on filing.
And that was an attempted first degree murder. So I'll make sure. All right. Granted.
I can double check it real fast, Your Honor, but that is what I was provided. Yes, Your Honor. Notice it on filing.
And I have Pecone, I guess.
Yes, Your Honor.
And 2021 CF 1699AO.
Notice it on filing.
It's a drug trafficking case. All right, I have another.
Ziegler?
Did I have two orders for McIntosh? That was the wrong order. All right, this was in the wrong order. All right, then I have Ziegler, 2021 CF 966AO.
Your Honor, do you mind if we pass this one until the end of session?
Okay.
I'm trying to get an answer from the intake attorney.
Okay. So we got move ups. Doing Hall first?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to add, give you back that stack? You want to give you back the interpreter stack? All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. Willie James Hall III, sir.
All right, Mr. Hall, can you pull your mask above your nose for me?
Well,
Yeah, above your nose.
yes.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, sir, you're here in 2021 MM 593 AO on a charge of violation of pretrial release. Sorry, you're here for arraignment, I'm sorry, on a violation of pretrial release conditions on a domestic violence case and violation of a domestic violence injunction. Both of those are first-degree misdemeanors. Both of those are punishable by 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. It says summons. Was the summons served? Okay, all right. And then, so, sir, did you want the representation of the state of the public defender's office? Are you planning to represent yourself, or are you gonna hire your own attorney?
All right, as far as the charges,
Yes, sir, as far as
the
this
false
case.
imprisonment charges, I already have an attorney that represents me for the charges.
Who's your attorney?
He came to see me like last month.
All right, does he, remember, works for the public defender's office?
Yes, sir.
All right, I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. Did he ever fill out an affidavit? If we gotta fill out, if you're going to fill out an affidavit for criminal injury insolvency, and maybe the public defender's office can help you do that, and then you fill out an affidavit. Ms. George, you have a plea you want to enter on behalf of Mr. Hall?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
All right. I accept your plea of not guilty. I'll set you for Division 50, which is like Judge Wayne Shoemaker.
Division 50 pretrial conference, April 12th at 1:30 p.m. in 7C.
Well, question, Your Honor. You saying this is an arraignment for
Yes,
the?
sir.
I've been arraigned. I've been out on bond on these charges and everything.
I don't know. They put you on my arraignment docket, so I want to, you're represented by the public defender's office. Maybe this might be another case. You may have more than one case going on. I'm not sure. But you talk to your public defender. That's the number on a green sheet of paper.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you call them. Make sure you contact your attorney, and then make sure they can explain what's going on. Maybe you have more than one case that are.
All right. Would there be a bond set upon the charges?
That's something you're going to talk to Judge Wayne Shoemaker about.
Your Honor, I believe the case he thinks he's here on is a false imprisonment case that he already was arraigned on, and it's currently set for
Well,
pretrial
false imprisonment is a
tomorrow.
felony case, so you'd have been.
Yeah, it's set for
This
pretrial
are some
tomorrow.
new misdemeanor cases that you need to deal with. So maybe, it's like I said, you have more than one case going on. So you make sure you, like this case I'm talking about is in front of Judge Wayne Shoemaker. You have a circuit judge case for a false imprisonment case.
That's April 12th.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
All right. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you. Y'all be blessed.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
It's Mara Luna.
All right, Ms. Luna, can you put your mask above your nose for me? Thank you kindly. Ma'am, you are here this morning for arraignment 2021 MO 267 AO on a charge of possession or consumption of an alcoholic beverage in a prohibited area. That's a city ordinance violation. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine.
Your
You're
Honor,
represented by the public defender's office. I was wondering.
Yes, Your Honor, there is an offer in this case. It would be a withhold, credit time served, the $223 court cost, and the $10 filing fee.
Ms. George,
sorry, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty.
you're in a plea of not guilty?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Division 61 pretrial conference, April 12th at 9:30 in 6B.
Yeah, basketball. I did play a lot of basketball. I was too big to play football when I was a kid, so basketball, soccer, and baseball are the only sports I could play.
What?
Yes, come
All right. Can't tell me your name, sir.
Matthew Carter.
All right, Mr. Carter, you're here in 2021 MM 103AA on a charge of violation of domestic violence. Those are violation of pretrial release on a domestic violence case. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this matter, an amount of $10,000. Condition of your bond is that you to have no contact with the victim in that case. You are to maintain a separate residence. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the residence. I will.
Your Honor, would you be inclined to reduce?
No.
Can I?
I'm not done.
Don't say anything.
I'm not done. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to turn over to law enforcement within 24 hours. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing as to that charge. You are out on bond in 2021 MM 67AA. And in that case, the court is going to revoke that bond. When I set a new bond is zero. When I appoint a public defender to represent you in both cases. Have a great day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Christina Medina.
Ms. Medina, is it Medidas? Medina?
Medina, yeah.
Medina. All right. Ms. Medina, you're here in 2020 CT 2041AO on a charge of driving under the influence. I did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest.
I have a problem.
One second.
Okay.
Let me finish. Ms. Davis said she was not interviewed,
She wasn't.
but based on what you're seeing, you didn't have an issue with her releasing her on pretrial release.
It depends on information. She has to give us some information first.
All right, Ms. Medina, do you have a residence here in Orange County? Like a place you live?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Do you have a place that you live, like an address you can provide to pretrial release?
Yeah. I am in between moving, but my mailing address and my family's address is 820 Pine Tree Road, Warren Park, Orlando, Florida.
All right, and you have other family members here in Orange or Central Florida?
Yeah, this just happened last night, but I've never had a DW, and I have had 7
Yeah,
cars
we're trying to-
registered in my name.
Don't talk about your case. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to figure out whether you have enough community contacts where I can release you on pretrial release while having you having to post a bond. All right, so that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. I
All right,
don't
ma'am.
drink that
I
often.
believe you'll qualify for pretrial release, so I'm gonna release you on pretrial release in this case. Condition your pretrial release that you not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'll give you a 30-day grace period for any narcotics that may be in your system before that first test starts. But after that point, you'll be subject to that testing, all right?
I don't
Point of
think I'm
public
ever going to have another beer again because I
All right, I wanna
always
point-
go
ma'am,
outside.
Wanna point the
Yeah,
public defender to
when I don't
represent you?
drive, but
Everything you tell me is on the record, so I don't want you to talk about your case, I want you to talk about everything that's going on, because what you think may be harmless or innocuous or something that's not gonna like put you at disadvantage, may as well put you at disadvantage because you wanna tell me a lot of information. All right, so I want you to talk to your attorney about whatever you need to talk to them about and make sure they can represent you in the proper manner. Do you understand?
and I only drove
Ma'am, all right.
one car
Have a great
lane.
day.
So I don't know why I think so. I was driving.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Hello, Cisco Unity Connection Messaging System.
Let's try it one more time.
Good morning. This is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line. Not sworn in yet, Your Honor.
So you have not been sworn in?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Romero, could you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear you'll translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability, so help you God?
Yes, I do. Dalia Romero, State Certified Spanish interpreter.
Mr. Romero, this is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. I have a defendant at my lectern with the headsets on. Can you see if you can make an established connection?
Sí.
He can hear the interpreter, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jose Enrique Gomez Lopez.
Jose Enriquez Gomez Lopez.
Mr. Gomez Lopez, you're here in 2019 CF 10857AO on a failure to appear warrant. The judge signing your warrant set your bond at $0. Your bond will remain at $0. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. And we'll get you on to your next court date as soon as possible. All right, have a great day, sir.
Oh, he does have a immigration detainer, Your Honor.
Oh, well.
Señor, también tiene una.
Hello, sir. It seems that you have a detainer from Immigration Customs and Enforcement. You'll have to resolve that before you're allowed to be released from the Orange County Jail. But that should be happening pretty quickly. Somebody from that department should be here to interview you.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Tengo un abogado, pero no vino. Tengo un abogado, pero no vino.
I have an attorney, but he didn't show up.
You already have the public defender's office on his other case? As to your criminal case or as to your immigration case?
El caso este que tengo ahora.
Okay. All right, so
Okay,
Mr.
so-
Alvarez, the clerks tell me that Mr. Alvarez represents you, so I will withdraw I'm not going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. And you will talk to Mr. Alvarez when you have an opportunity to give him a call once you're back in population. All right, have a good day.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Luis Johan Hernandez. Luis Johan Hernandez.
Luis Johan Hernandez.
Mr. Hernandez, you're here in 2019 CF 3430, a case out of Polk County for a violation of probation warrant. The judge signing your warrant says your bond is $0. Sir, you are a violent felony offender of special concern. You will not be entitled to release on this case until your violation of probation is completed. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you while you're in our custody, but we'll get you on to Polk County after you're done resolving your Orange County case as quickly as possible. Have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
John Carlos Pavón Canales.
John Paul Pavón Canales.
Mr. Pabon Canales, you're here in Hillsborough County case 2019 CF 2252 on a violation of probation warrant and 2253 for 2 violation of probation warrants. The judge signed those warrants, Seminole County, apologize. Not Hillsborough. You're here on 2 Seminole County warrants for violation of probation. Both the judge and Seminole County set your bond at $0. Your bond remain at $0. I'm going to appoint a public defender while you're in my custody to represent you. All right. We'll get you on to Seminole County as soon as we can. Have a great day, sir.
Is that the last case for the interpreter?
I have one more for the victim.
Okay.
So can you stay on the overhead with me for this
Yes.
next case? All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
John Murphy.
Sir, you're here in 2021 MM 1831 AO on charge of battery domestic violence.
Señor, está aquí en el caso 21MM1831, un caso de violencia doméstica.
Yes.
The court did find probable cause for your arrest. I have a witness in the witness booth, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
El juez ha hallado causas. Señora, ¿me puede decir su nombre completo, por favor?
Luz Elaine Estrada.
All right. Mr. Estrada, can you please cover your face?
Señora Estrada, por favor, tápese la cara.
Okay.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, none but the truth, so help you God?
Usted jura o afirma que el testimonio que va a presentar en este caso va a ser la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad ante Dios.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down.
Bien, puede bajar su mano.
Can you tell me how you know Mr. Murphy?
¿Me puede decir cómo es que usted conoce al señor Murphy?
Ese es mi esposo. El papá de mis 2 hijos.
Father of my 2 children.
All right. Ma'am, do you want to have contact with Mr. Murphy during the course of this case?
Señora, ¿usted quiere tener contacto con el señor Murphy durante el curso de este caso?
No.
No.
Por mi seguridad no y la de mis hijos no.
For my safety or my children's safety? No.
Ma'am, did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
Señora, ¿drogas o alcohol tuvieron algo que ver en este incidente?
No.
No.
Okay. All right, Mr. Murphy, I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision.
Bien, señor Murphy, usted va a poder salir con una fianza de $500 y supervisión del programa de libertad preventiva.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the last part.
It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. Pretrial release supervision.
Okay? You're
You to have no contact with the victim in this case.
No va a poder tener contacto con la víctima en este caso.
You are to maintain a separate residence from the victim.
Tiene que mantenerse viviendo separado de la víctima.
I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location.
Sir, can I speak?
Se le va a permitir regresar a esa vivienda una sola ocasión, acompañado de la policía para retirar sus artículos personales.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
No puede poseer ningún tipo de armas, armas de fuego, armas mortales. Cualquier arma de fuego que pudiera tener tiene que entregarla a la policía en las próximas 24 horas cuando quede en libertad.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to suggest you ask them whatever question you want to ask me, because everything you tell me is on the record.
They say it's on record.
Le voy a designar el defensor público para que le represente. Cualquier pregunta que pueda tener, hágasela al abogado.
Talk to Ms. George for a second. Yes, ma'am.
Just talked to my public defender. My wife has not slept in that house for 3 months. She does not live there. I'm just
Okay.
stating the facts. She has an apartment that I pay for.
Okay.
So we can have no contact. I would love for her to be at her place. This would not have happened in the first place.
So that's fine. All right. So you have one more question for you first.
All her possessions are in the apartment.
Okay. My order was to maintain a separate residence, which is already in place, right? Sounds like that's in place, right?
Last night she stayed at the house because I'm here. So she
Yeah.
goes back to the apartment, we can have our separate place.
Sounds good to me.
She works outside the house. I work at home. The kids go to school from home.
Okay.
It's perfect. As long as you can order for her to stay at her apartment, we're fine.
All right.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Sounds good to me. You have any questions about the no contact order? All right. Now,
So I don't have to get my things.
wait. Hold on.
And get her, she just leave.
You have any questions about the no contact order? Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
Not at all, but
All right. So now, I'm going to just try to make this as clear as possible so you understand my intentions and my order and what's going to happen, all right? Right now, I'm going to order no contact, all right? Now, if you all are going to get divorced or there's some other things that are going to happen later on, there's a circuit judge that I have no objection modifying that condition to maintain the support of the children and of your wife if you have to do any kind of, you have to support her in any kind of way. So right now, because you're married, the court can't put a time sharing plan in place because you guys are married. So it's a legal kind of little circle that you can't get out of, all right? But if that's going to change later on, that's not, my order is not to intend that. My order is to keep you all separate so this incident doesn't happen again while the case is pending. All right?
But as of today, when I go back to my residence where the kids live with me,
Yeah.
she lives by herself in an apartment, which I paid for
Okay.
3 months. She hasn't slept there for 3 months.
All right?
She leaves when I get there.
Yeah, it's your house. That's why the order, if I said no return to your residence, if I said no return, that's what you're talking about. That's why I said, when I said the same, that's why I used the language, maintain a separate residence. If I say you can't go home, then yeah, that'd be a problem, right?
Saying that she should leave when I get there.
You should go to your house, and then she should go to her house if she has an apartment that she's staying at.
That I'm paying for.
Ma'am, are you staying at the apartment or are you staying at the house?
Señora, ¿se está quedando en el apartamento o en la casa?
Yo estoy en el apartamento. Yo llegué a casa a limpiarle la ropa a los niños porque no tenían ropa limpia. Y fue cuando él me agredió dentro de la casa. Pero yo quiero estar con mis niños porque están en un estado deprimente. La mamá...
Un momento. I am at my apartment, but I went to the house to wash the clothes for the children because they didn't have any clean clothes. That's why I went inside the house. The children are in a depressive state of mind. I want to be with my children because when I went in there, that's when he was aggressive with me.
Okay. All right, ma'am. So my order is for, basically, my intention is that Mr. Murphy goes home, you stay at your apartment, you guys stay away from each other until you can get in front of Judge Shoemaker, then he can make a better plan for contact. You understand that?
Señora, mi orden es la siguiente. El señor Murphy se va para la casa, usted se regresa a su apartamento y esta es la orden de que va a estar vigente hasta que este caso se vea frente al juez Shoemaker y las cosas se puedan resolver.
All right? So everybody understand that?
Y mis niños en el estado que están.
What about my children and the condition they're in?
That's where either if they're in such a delinquent condition, then somebody should report that to the Department of Children and Families. But if you're just guys having a disagreement because based on your marriage, that's something that either you're gonna have to work out through a family court and/or some other means. But right now, for the criminal case, you guys gotta stay away from each other until you can get in front of Judge Shoemaker, which can happen this week, next week, within tomorrow, whenever, as soon as you can get in front of him.
Señora, si la condición en la cual están los niños es tan deprimente, entonces deben de comunicarse a alguien con el Departamento de Niños y Familia para que el Departamento de Niños y Familia se involucre en esto. Por el momento, o ustedes pueden llevar este caso a la Corte de Familias. El momento lo primordial es que se mantengan separados el uno del otro. Y este caso se puede ver frente al juez Shoemaker en cualquier momento, ya sea esta semana, la próxima semana, mañana, tan pronto puedan conseguir una cita frente al juez Shoemaker en este caso por el cual estamos aquí hoy.
Because at that time, he may feel more comfortable with the children being exchanged for time-sharing purposes with a third party, and you all having written communications that can be tracked through writing. So he may feel more comfortable at that time. Right now, based on what I understand is going on in this affidavit, I don't feel comfortable for that at this moment, so we're going to wait till you talk to Judge Shoemaker about that.
Pueden poner este caso llevarlo frente al juez Shoemaker. El juez Shoemaker puede tomar la decisión si van a estar los niños en un tiempo compartido, cómo se va a llevar a cabo la comunicación con ustedes, que será por medio de una aplicación, cosa que ustedes no tengan contacto directo, pero por la affidavit que se ha presentado, en este caso hasta el momento, yo no me siento cómodo tomando esa decisión y eso es algo que van a tener que llevarlo frente al juez Shoemaker.
Can I speak? Yes.
That's your peril.
I don't mind. She wanted to live far away from us. I purposely made sure the apartment was close enough so she could walk and the kids could walk. She has my car, having no access to the car. I even tried to take it from her. She's had it for 3 months.
I can't, what happened?
She has my car for 3 months.
Your car for 3 months? Okay,
I let her have it because I'm trying to help her.
okay.
There's a church near us. She can meet them at the church every Sunday, every Wednesday night. They can walk there.
That's it. That's a conversation. So, Mr. Murphy, see all these victims out here in the hallway, and you're back there with all the people behind you?
Right.
That's why you have more time with Judge Murphy, Judge Shoemaker, to talk about all
I'm just
that.
telling her now, she can hear this now. She wants to meet them on Sunday and Wednesday, she can do that.
I'm going to tell you not to do that right now until you talk to Judge Shoemaker, because that may cause you to violate your order, all right? And then you to be arrested, and then you be back here with me.
Thank you.
And I don't take really kindly to people violating my orders, especially when I have a face-to-face conversation with them, and they tell me that they understand what I'm telling them, and they're going to abide by it, and then they decide they're not going to do that.
I really appreciate what you've done for me today.
All right? So have a great day, sir.
Sign right here.
All right, ma'am. Have a great day.
Buen día, señora. Thank you.
And thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You're welcome. Have a great day, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Sorry?
Your name.
Hold on.
Your full name.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby Allen. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Mr. Allen, you are here in 2021 CF 3056AO on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The court did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. I said he wasn't interviewed.
No, he wasn't interviewed.
Okay. All right. But I think he should qualify. I don't see anything that should disqualify him. All right, sir, I'm going to set your bond in this case, amount of $1,000 is going to come with pretrial release supervision, that you have no contact with the victim, that you maintain a separate residence from the victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
No, sir.
All right. Have a great day, sir.
You too. Thank you.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Hamza Abdul Bari.
Mr. Obari, you're here in 2021 CF 3064AO on a charge of battery domestic violence and battery domestic violence by strangulation. The court did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. I have a witness in the witness booth. Man, as best you can you raise your right? Can you tell me your name?
Tatiana Tori McLaughlin.
Can you spell your last name?
McLauglin.
All right, you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the truth, solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you tell me how you know Mr. Bari?
We are married and we've been married for 4 years.
All right. And do you want to have contact with him?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you afraid of him?
No, Your Honor.
If something like this were to happen again, do you feel comfortable contacting law enforcement?
Yes, Your Honor, but I know he wouldn't do it again.
Well, unless you have a predictable ball of the future, I'm not sure how you can guarantee that something.
I trust my husband just because he's done a lot for me, and the witness, my sister, I'm just putting it out there. I know it's not important. The statement she wrote is false. I have not had contact with my family in over 7 years. This man has done more for me and my daughter right here than my family and my own mother has. My biological father is homeless. I have not seen my mom in 7 years. She kicked me out when I was 17. I slept in my car and I was homeless. I lived at the Camping World Stadium for 2 years, and this man over here helped me get out from where I was, and now we live in Lake Buena Vista because of this man.
Okay.
I was struggling, and I love him. He's done a lot for me. I don't agree with what my sister said. What she wrote is false.
Okay. All right, ma'am. All right. Do you think drugs or alcohol played a role in the instances that were alleged to have happened?
No, Your Honor. No drugs or alcohol were involved.
All right. All right, sir. In this case, in count one, it will set your bond amount of $1,000. Count two is going to be $500. Condition, you'll be subject to pretrial release supervision to have no hostile contact with your wife. So I want to explain what no hostile contact means. You guys can have disagreements. You guys can have arguments. She can fuss with you about leaving the toilet seat up or not clean up a mess that you made, all those kind of things. Those arguments cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. They cannot come to the point where either she's going to call law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing is going to call law enforcement. Because if that happens, that means you're going to be spending time here with me in the Orange County Jail. Do you understand that?
I do, yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. All right? All right, man. Have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, sir, can you tell me your name?
William Davis.
Mr. Davis, you're here in 2021 CF 30310 AO on a charge of aggravated stalking with a credible threat and assault domestic violence. Court did review the charging there's a warrant. Sorry, the warrant, there's a judge signing a warrant that has found probable cause for your arrest. All right. I don't know if somebody could tell me, these other DV arrests, were these the same victim?
1 second, Your Honor.
All right, if you're in the audience, you need to cover your face.
3. Oh, 09 DV. I have the listed victim as Miss Davis, Kimberly Davis. That is the only one I'm seeing, Your Honor.
All right. All right, sir, in count one of this case, going to set your bond in the amount of $1,000. Count two in the amount of $500. Condition, you'll be subject to pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from the victim. I think you already maintain a separate residence. Do you have any personal items at her residence that you need to have?
No, sir, we don't live together.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure, because, all right. You're not possessing weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. So you're asking for any other conditions?
No, Your Honor, just a no return if they live in separate residences.
Yeah, I said maintain separate residence because I don't know, the no contact order covers the no return to her residence. So I want to just make sure it's clear that you stay at your house, she stays at her house. You guys need to work out whatever this deal you got going on with your kids at family court. All right? Have a great day, sir. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. Have a great day, sir. All right. Well, sir, can you tell me your name?
Aaron Russell.
Mr. Russell, you're here in two matters. The first one is 2021 CF 3059 AO on a charge of possession of firearm by convicted delinquent. Our court did review the charging affidavit. In that case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to stay your bond in that case, the amount of $5,000. Condition that bond, you're not possessing weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're also here in 2021 CF 28210 AO on charge of burglary of a dwelling with a solid battery in, domestic violence in nature, and battery domestic violence. The judge signing your warrant has already found probable cause for your arrest. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in both cases. State, what do you ask me to do as to count one of that 2021 CF 28210?
As to count one, states asking that you hold a no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
All right, Ms. George.
No argument. We reserve the right to have an Arthur hearing in the trial division.
Based on that argument, the court is going to hold you at no bond as to count one of that information. Count two, I want to set bond amount of $1,500. Condition of the bond that you have no contact with the victim, that you're not returned to her residence. You're not possessing any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
So I got no bond?
All right, have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, I'm sorry I missed. What was the bond as to the battery DV?
$1,500.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Wait, Stout.
Mr. Stout, you're here, is Stout, right?
Stout, yes.
All right, Mr. Stout, you're here in 2021 CF 3062 AO on a charge of aggravated assault, domestic violence. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case, and I did find probable cause for your arrest. State, PTR is telling, well, whoever created the face sheets telling me that they don't know who the victim was in these prior domestic violence cases.
Okay. I don't believe those prior DV battery cases were in Orange County, Your Honor. I don't see it in our system.
All right. All right, Mr. Stout, I want to set your bond in this, one of this case, amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is that you would have, with pretrial release supervision, that you have no contact with the victim in this case, that you maintain a separate residence from the victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have in the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'll give him maintain separate residence, right? All right. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir? All right, have a great day, sir. Tell me your name, sir.
Calvin Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in 2021 CF 1575 AO on a charge of felony battery. Domestic violence in nature. The judge signing your warrant has already found probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Maria Negron Perez, Negron-Perez.
All right. And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Williams?
He's my ex-boyfriend. I've known him for about 2 years now. We met through a mutual friend.
All right. Do you want to have contact with Mr. Williams?
Eventually, yes.
Right now, do you want to have
I have an injunction in play right now, so I can't right now. But if I may, I just want to say I'm relocating to Puerto Rico next week. I'm not.
All right, let's not talk about that.
Sorry.
Let's talk about, all right, so are you afraid of him?
No.
Based on the information I have, it says that this has happened, it seems to be an issue in the past.
Yeah. It's kind of, I'm sorry.
Did drugs, alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
All right. All right, Mr. Williams, I'm going to set your bond in this case in amount of $1,500. Condition your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case, that you maintain a separate residence from her, that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Before you leave from the jail, you're going to be served with an injunction in 2021 DR 17313. I need you to abide by that injunction as part of your release conditions. All right, do you have any questions about the no contact order? All right.
Sir.
All right, have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
That's a good question. I don't have the copy of the injunction, so I don't know what it says. I'm guessing it says, oh, striking that part. Yeah, let's strike that. It maintains it like right now until the injunction is actually served, and then it kind of automatically turns into also a no return. It's on the second page. Yes, ma'am. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Gerald Brown.
Mr. Brown, you are here in 2021 MM 1805 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. The court did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. I have a witness in the witness booth. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and state your last name? And spell your last name.
Porter, Porter.
And tell me your full name.
Ajane Porter.
All right, Mr. Porter, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Brown?
We have a daughter together, 2-year-old daughter.
All right. And are you afraid of him?
No.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Absolutely.
Has anything like this happened in the past?
No, nothing like this.
And did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
Your Honor, according to the affidavit, it says that they were intoxicated.
Yeah, that's all, I remember reading that, so I was trying to confirm
Yes, Your Honor.
whether that alcohol did play a factor. All right. Mr. Brown, I'm going to set your bond in this case to the amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. First thing, I'm going to allow you to go back to New York, but I'm going to have a little warning about that when I get to the end here.
Yes, sir.
You to have no hostile contact with Ms. Porter.
Yes, sir.
So my definition of no hostile contact is this. So make sure that it's more broad than the usual definition.
Yes, sir.
You are allowed to have arguments with Ms. Porter. You're allowed to have disagreements with her. You're allowed to, come to a head like this, like an impasse at certain times about different subjects. Those arguments cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. They cannot come to the point where either she's going to call law enforcement, or it's like this case, somebody sees you all arguing or hears you all arguing, is going to call law enforcement. Because if that happens, you will be arrested and you will be spending a lot of time here with me in Orange County. Now, additionally to that, Florida extradites people from all over the world. If you go back to New York and you violate my orders there, and somebody arrests you for violating my orders, that's a long bus ride from New York, from jail to jail, all the way to get back here. Probably take you about 3 months to get here.
Understandable.
All right? May I possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription? You be subject to random drug and alcohol testing. I will give you 30-day grace period for any narcotics testing, but alcohol testing we will presume immediately.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day.
You as well, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Edward Gamble.
Mr. Gamble, you're here in 2021 MM1809AO on charge of battery domestic violence. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case, and I did find probable cause for your arrest. All right. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Juliana Gamble, Juliana Gamble.
And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Sorry?
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
The reason?
Raise your right hand to be sworn
Oh,
in.
sorry.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Can you tell me how you know Mr. Gamble?
We know already for 5 years old. We are together for 4 years. We were married for 3 years.
Okay.
All that I can say is.
Hold on. I want to ask you a few questions, and then we can get to about what you want to tell me about the case, all right?
Okay.
All right. Do you want to have contact with Mr. Gamble?
Yes, it's a misunderstood the reason he be here.
All right. Are you afraid of him?
No, for all this time I know him, he always treat me good, and our son. I just have him and my son here. I'm from Brazil.
Okay.
I don't have nobody.
All right. If something were like this to happen again, would you feel comfortable contacting law enforcement?
Yeah, the reason why I call.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Did drugs or alcohol play a role during the incident?
No.
Okay. Now you can tell me what you want to tell me about what kind of release conditions you want to set for Mr. Gamble.
Okay, about what happened?
Not about what happened, about what type of conditions, like, do you want to have, like, so I went over them, you want to have contact with him?
I wanted him back. I wanted him with me and our son.
You want him to return to the residence, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that. All right, so Mr. Gamble, I want to set your bond in this case at about $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. It's going to come with no hostile contact, all right? So my definition of no hostile contact is this. Everybody in the audience has heard me say this a couple of times, but it's first since you all are back there and you're here with me. You're allowed to have arguments with your wife. She's allowed to fuss at you about leaving a mess, about not picking up your clothes off the floor, or like leaving the toilet seat up, all those kind of things like that. Those arguments cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. They cannot come to the point where law enforcement is going to be called by either her or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing is going to call law enforcement. Because if that happens, that means you're going to be violating my orders, and you're going to be spending a lot of time here with Orange County Jail during the course of this case. You understand that? You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You understand? All right. All right, have a great day, sir.
Sure.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Rashawn Williams. Morning.
Mr. Williams, you're here in 2021 MM1820AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case, and I did find probable cause for your arrest. All right. I have a witness in the witness booth, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Yes, Mariela Brujan, Brujan.
Ma'am, could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Williams?
He's my boyfriend,
All right.
my baby's father.
And are you afraid of him?
No.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yes.
If something like this were to happen in the future, would you feel comfortable contacting law enforcement?
Yes.
Did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
All right, Mr. Williams, I'm going to set your bond in this case at the amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. Is that you to have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. Now, no hostile contact means this. You guys are allowed to argue. You're allowed to have disagreements and come to a head or impasses on certain subjects where you guys are not going to agree. Now, those arguments, those discussions cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. They cannot come to the point where either she's going to call law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you all is going to call law enforcement. Because if that happens, that means you're going to be arrested and you're going to spend time here with me at Orange County Jail. Do you understand that? Correct. All right. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. What's up?
I was saying, can you say that one more time?
Which part?
The last part.
No weapons, no firearms. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You understand that?
Right. And for confirmation, you were saying like you said no contact?
No hostile contact.
No hostile contact. Got you.
All right. If I said no contact, then it'd be no contact. Literally that. You cannot see, talk, communicate with her at all.
Right.
My order was no hostile contact, which means that you can't talk. You can go home. You can spend time with your children.
Right.
But when you guys are having a disagreement,
right,
those disagreements cannot turn violent. They can't turn threatening. They cannot come to the point where somebody's gonna call law enforcement, either by her or even if somebody that's if you live in an apartment and the apartment next door to you, or the person outside your apartment, or somebody sees you in the streets or at Walmart, all right? Good, because they think that they feel like you're being aggressive towards her, you're gonna be arrested. All right? Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, can you tell me your name, sir? What your name, sir?
Rodney Deshaun Alexis.
Mr. Alexis, you're here in 2020 CT 3397AO on a failure to appear warrant. The judge signing your warrant has already set your bond in the amount of $500. But I'm going to ask the state of Florida if they have an offer to resolve your case so you don't have to come back to court.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer at this time is an adjudication credit time served.
Mr. Alexis, do you want to take that offer from the state of Florida of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served?
Yes.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2020 CT 3397AO on a charge of driving while license suspended. That is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve your case today?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you give the right to have a trial where the state will have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
And well, if I say proven guilty, like I'm proven guilty to the charge itself, correct?
Well, when you're entering a plea, you have to give up certain constitutional rights. The most important first one of those rights is you give the right to have a trial where the state will have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So a jury trial, you have to impanel a jury, you have to determine whether you're guilty of the charge or not. That's a right that you have to give up if you want to enter a plea.
That's what I'm asking. I'm pleading guilty, but to the failure to appeal driving without license.
Driving while license suspended.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
All right. Do you understand you give up the right to have an attorney represent you at a trial?
Yes.
At a trial, your attorney can challenge the state's evidence. They can question the state's witnesses and call witnesses on your behalf.
Yes, sir.
If there was a witness you wanted to call to court and that witness did not want to appear, the court can use the subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand? Do you understand you're waiving your right to remain silent as to this charge?
Yes.
You understand that you are waiving your right to appeal any errors in this case except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence I'm going to impose?
Yes.
You understand that this charge can be used at a later date to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging citation in this case as well as your driving record. I do find a factual basis for your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest, find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $306. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to make that payment directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. All right, have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Denzel Art.
Is it Artis? Oh, sorry.
Denzel Art.
Mr. Ards, you're here in 2021 CT 39AW on a failure to appear warrant. The judge signed your warrant, set your bond amount of $500. But I want to ask the state of Florida if they have an offer to resolve this case, as well as you have another case, 2020 CT 1644AW.
In regards to the 21 CT39 case, the offer is an adjudication credit time served. I'm checking on the 20 CT 1644. I don't see that it's filed on.
Well, it's a driver license suspended case, so the citation is the charging
It's just the driver citation.
the charging out document. It's like a DUI.
That case will also be an adjudication credit time served, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 2020 CF, CT, I'm sorry, 1644. All right, Mr. Ards, you have 2 misdemeanor cases you can resolve today if you would like. Would you like to do that today?
Yeah. May I speak with?
You can talk to Ms. George if you need to. You have an open felony case, but I can't do anything about that. I can just do something about the misdemeanor cases you have.
Okay, he wants to accept the state's offer.
Sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2021 CT 39AW and in 2020 CT 1644AW on charges of driving license suspended. In both cases, those are second-degree misdemeanors. They're both punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine each. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve those two cases?
No contest.
No contest.
All right. You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to give up certain constitutional rights.
Yes, sir.
The first right you're going to give up is the right to have a trial where the state had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, sir.
You understand you give up the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at a trial.
Yes, sir.
At a trial, you can challenge the state's evidence. You can question the state's witnesses and call witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If there was a witness you wanted to come to court to testify on your behalf, the court can make that witness appear using the subpoena power. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you waiving your right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
You understand you waiving your right to appeal any errors in this case except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence I'm going to impose?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that a conviction in these two cases can be used as an enhancement up to a third-degree felony in a later case?
No, I didn't know that, but I do now.
I can't hear you.
Sorry. I said, no, I did not know that, but I understand that now.
Okay. Does that change your willingness? You want to enter the plea still?
Give me one more second. I just want to.
Have you talked to Ms. George?
He already has HCL.
I understand, and yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, I want to accept your plea of no contest to these charges, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I reviewed your court file in both cases as well as your driving record. I do find a factual basis in both cases for your plea. I'm going to start my sentencing with 2021 CT 39AW. In that case, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs in that case are $306. I'm going to move on to 2020 CT 1644AW. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of that charge. I'm going to give you credit for the
3 days.
3 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served. The court costs in that case are $306. I'm going to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in both cases. I don't combine these cases for payment. I'm going to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk. You got 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. I'm not taking any action on your 2021 CF 1497 case.
Okay.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this. Oh, Carter, yeah. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. All right, man. All right, this is 2021 CT 2034AO. Mr. Cologne, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent him.
Will waive.
All right. He's here for a charge of driving under the influence of property damage. The court did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for his arrest. I want to state his bonds as set. I'm going to make a condition on his bond, he's not possessing drugs or alcohol without valid prescription. He'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at his expense. I give him a 30-day grace period for any narcotics testing, but the alcohol testing will resume immediately. Good morning. Can you tell me your name? Okay, say your name.
Kyra Shabria Kelly.
All right. Ms. Kelly, you're here in 2020 CT 1176AE for a failure to appear warrant. The judge signing your warrant set your bond at $2,000. But I want to ask the state of Florida if they have an offer to resolve your driver license suspended case today so you don't have to come back to court.
Yes, Your Honor, a withhold credit time served.
Ms. Kelly, would you like to resolve your driver license suspended charge with a withhold adjudication of guilt credit time served?
Yes, sir.
Say it.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Ma'am, you're here in 2020 CT 1176AE on a charge of driver license suspended. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve your case today?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to give up certain constitutional rights?
I'm sorry. Could you say that
You
one more
understand
time?
by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to give up certain constitutional rights?
Yes, sir.
The first one of those rights, you give up the right to have a trial where the state had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand you give the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at a trial?
Yes, sir.
At a trial, you can challenge the state's evidence. You can question the state's witnesses. You can call witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If there was a witness that you wanted to come to court and that witness did not want to come to court, the court can use subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to appeal any errors in this case except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence I'm going to impose?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that this charge, later, if you were convicted for this charge at a later date, can be used against you to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I had an opportunity to review your court file as well as your driving record. I did find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest, find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll withhold adjudication of guilt. I'll give you credit for the
4 days.
4 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 4 days credit time served. The court costs in this case are $301. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you.
That was Carter. They wanted to move up cases. Oh, sir, can you tell me your name? Can you tell me your name, sir?
Thomas Ryan McGrowski.
Mr. McGrowski. Did I say that correct?
McGrowski.
Mr. McGrowski, you're here in 2021 CT 2040AO on a charge of driving under the influence of property damage. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to state your bond as set in this case. Condition of your bond is that you not possess any drugs or alcohol without valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'll give you 30 days for any narcotics testing, but the alcohol testing will resume immediately. You understand? Want to appoint a public defender to represent you? Sorry again?
Not really. I really don't understand. I mean,
No.
I didn't do anything wrong.
That's fine. Well, today is not a day for trials and disputes of fact and those kind of things like that. That's going to happen at a later time, when you get in front of the division judge handling your case. Today, my job is to set release conditions based on the affidavits that I see in front of me. So if you have a dispute, you have a constitutional right to have a trial. All right? And those facts can be solved there. All right? Want to appoint a public defender to represent you? Have a great day, sir.
Yeah.
All right, I have, who's this person? Zelotis, bonded?
Bonded, Your Honor.
And now we're on to some arraignments. Figueroa is my first arraignment. All right, this is 2020 CT 1397 AO. Ms. Figueroa, she's a public defender client on the charge of driving under the influence.
We'll waive and enter a plea of not guilty.
Is this a VOP?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
A
so I'm sorry,
denial.
she's here for a violation of probation arraignment for driving under the influence.
We'll waive and enter a denial, Your Honor.
All right.
Division 85 VOP status, April 15th at 9 a.m. and 4A.
And had Stinger. All right, this is 2021 MM879 AO. Ms. Stinger is supposed to be here on a charge of pay theft. And I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent her in that case.
We'll waive and enter a plea of not guilty.
All right.
Division 82 pretrial conference, April 19th at 10:30 a.m. and 10B.
There you go. And we still had our last 33-day motion. Did you hear back yet?
Yes, Your Honor, for Rodney Ziegler, 21 CF 966, and information was filed this morning.
All right, so that'll be denied. Sorry, just get the clerk. All right, I think that was it for the morning.
I
Unless
have
had something else.
one thing, Your Honor. We had a 24-hour reset from yesterday for Mr. Sword. He was in the hospital.
Did he bond out?
It
Oh,
was
he's
an-
supposed to be
it was
reset
an out-of-county
within 24 hours of his release from the hospital. So is he still in the hospital?
Is that a booking number?
Yeah, the booking. Yeah, he's still in the hospital, so he's going to reset 24 hours from his release from the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Not 24 hours as tomorrow. He's here on out-of-county warrant, so he has a bond, I think, in that case. He can, actually, I don't think he has a bond, if I remember correctly, from yesterday.
It's 2 warrants, so I'd assume probably not.
No bond.
Yeah, I don't think he has a bond, so he's not really going anywhere quickly without authorization from the other county. All right, so we're ready for recess then?
Yes, Your Honor.
We are back on the record. It's 1:32 PM on March 16th, 2021. If I could please have the attorneys for the parties put their appearance on the record.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the City Attorney.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you. Please tell me your name.
It is O-R-A, Long, L-O-N.
All right, you're here in case number 21MM1838AO, charged with attempted destruction of evidence, resisting an officer without violence, trespass on property after warning, littering where prohibited, and possession of alcohol on a sidewalk, street, or alleyway. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Yes, ma'am?
There is an offer in this case. The first 3 charges will be an adjudication credit time served. The 2 county ordinances would be a withhold credit time served.
Did you hear what the prosecutor just said, sir?
I'm aware.
I can't hear you. You have to get closer to the microphone.
I heard it. I heard.
Did you say you heard her? Are you interested in accepting that offer?
I'll accept.
I can't hear you at all.
I'll accept.
All right.
I will accept.
All right, let me ask, Ms. George, did you have a chance to speak with all the inmates?
Yes, I spoke with him. I went over all of his rights and all of the offers from the state. He stated he wants to accept the state's offer and enter plea a no contest.
All right, please raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Did you say yes?
Swear to.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. All right, so your attorney explained to you all the rights that you'll be giving up if you enter a plea this afternoon. Do you understand those rights?
I understand. I understand.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for me about the rights?
No questions. No questions.
All right, you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation.
I am aware. I am aware.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation.
I do not have probation. I am aware.
All right, so are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today that could affect your ability to understand what you're doing? I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm not under the influence.
Thank you. At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charges of attempted destruction of evidence, resisting an officer without violence, trespass on property after warning, littering, and possession of alcohol on a street?
Plead no contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. As to counts 1, 2, and 3, I'll adjudicate you guilty. As to counts 4 and 5, I'll withhold adjudication. I'll order you to spend how many days in jail? 2 days, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those court costs. And I'll order that you not return to Twin Peaks on International Drive. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
John Zidane, Johnzdon.
Thank you. In case 21CO358, you're here charged with soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause. Did the state have an offer for you?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, it's a withhold credit time served.
Did you want to accept that offer today?
Yes, so, just a moment. I went over the offer from the state of withhold of adjudication, credit time served.
I want to plead.
Yes. With my client. I went over all the rights he'd be given up, and he wants to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please raise your right hand, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, your attorney just said that you want to enter a plea today. Is that true?
Yes, I want to plea out.
And you understand the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes.
And you understand that if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation?
I'm not on probation. So,
Right, I just have to ask. And you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation?
yes,
All right, sir, are you under the influence of anything that would impair your ability to understand what you're doing here today?
no,
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of soliciting without a permit?
No contest.
no contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for 2 days in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. Do you understand?
Very good. Will I be able to, get my stuff, though? It says,
That was here at the jail?
it says something about a judgment in land may be imposed against all real or personal property. I was wondering if I could get my stuff still.
When you are released from custody, you'll get what you came into the jail with. Is that the property to which you're referring?
There's two different places that they put the property. They put one here, and then I had a backpack that they put in safekeeping. So I have a form for that one. So,
Here at the jail?
I just have a form.
Resident, Your Honor. The jail doesn't allow backpacks. So
Okay.
if it was OPD, it looks like the sheriff's office. So you'd have to go.
So you have to go to the sheriff's office to get it?
Very good. So, but that will not be withheld.
No.
Very good.
Not for any reason I'm aware.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, sir, good luck.
Were you appointing the PD on all these cases?
Yes, I appointed the PD. Yeah. Yes. I said it for the first one. Please tell me your name.
Travis Atkinson.
You're here in case number 21 CF 3037. A warrant was issued for your arrest for the charge of possession of material depicting a sexual performance by a child. There are more than 10 images. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Another judge has already found probable cause. But on this, your bond will be $25,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with any minors, any children under the age of 18. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name.
Fitzroy Henry, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. In case number 20 CF 10067, a capias was issued for your arrest for possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond on that is $500 on each count. You're not allowed to possess or consume any illegal substances or have contact with any known drug dealers, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on that.
Yeah.
In 21 MM 106, you're charged with resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond will be $100. Good luck, sir.
All right.
Please tell me your name.
Lacey Jordan.
In case number 21 CF 3065AO, you're charged with armed burglary of a dwelling with a dangerous weapon, aggravated battery with a weapon, and criminal mischief. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Do you wish to be heard on anything?
As to count one, the state would ask that you hold a no bond, Your Honor.
All right, I do find there's probable cause, Counselor. I just didn't know if you wanted to,
No, I didn't see anything.
in this case. Okay. There is probable cause. I do think the state is right. On count 1, your bond will be none. On count 2, $5,000. Count 3, $1,000. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any witnesses in the case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes. I got one question. They live 2 doors down from my house.
Don't talk about the facts of the case.
No, I'm not
Right.
gonna talk facts. I'm saying they live 2 doors down from my house, so we pass in the hallway in the apartment building. That's
You can't do that. So if you walk in the building and you see them, turn around and walk out.
okay.
So if you're in the parking lot and they're getting out of their car, stay in your car until they go in their apartment.
Okay.
So I'm not, because you live 2 doors down, I'm not gonna say you can't be within 1,000 feet of their house, but you can't have any contact with them. So if I were you, I would be very vigilant, and anytime I saw them, I would go the other direction. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
Other than the no contact, can we just do a no return to their specific unit?
Yes, I'll order that. So you're not allowed to return to their door or their house for any reason. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Ariel Palmore.
You have to leave your mask on.
Ariel Palmore.
In case number 21 CF 2864, a warrant was issued for your arrest for principal in the first degree to attempted murder and attempted robbery with a firearm. Another judge has already found probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I don't know about, what says the state as to their degree of felonies, each charge?
So I did a good amount of research on this before we came to that fact, since they are not life or PBL offenses. I believe the attempted robbery with a firearm is an F2.
Okay.
And I believe the principal in the first degree to attempted murder is an F1. Because when there's an attempt to a PBL, it becomes an F1. So I believe it's an F1 and an F2, but neither are life or PBL offenses. So the state would just ask for a reasonable bond given the nature of the case, as well as the degrees of felonies and her history that has some violence in it.
All right. As to count 1, your bond will be $50,000. As to count 2, your bond will be $25,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any witnesses in the case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just having a hard time hearing you because this ear is kind of clogged. So I'm trying to make sure I'm hearing everything that you're saying. That's why I'm turning your direction.
Okay, can you hear me better?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so your bond on count 1 is $50,000. On count 2, it's $25,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any witness in the case.
Okay, I have a question also, Judge. They told me yesterday at pretrial when I went to sign my papers, the reason that I had to come to court this morning because I had an open case with my girlfriend, and they told me they all argued me on that charge.
I'm getting there.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. I have more to say on this one, and then we'll get to that case.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So in this case, you're also not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to return to the scene for any reason.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No contact with the co-defendant.
No contact with the co-defendant. Again, no contact means no telephonic, no electronic. You can't talk through apps on your phone or anything.
Yes, ma'am.
As to case number 20 CF 6818AO, you're currently out on an ROR for an FTA for an aggravated battery on a pregnant person.
Which is my girlfriend, but she was, I'm sorry.
I'm revoking that at this time. So you have no bond on that at this time. Your attorney will have to file a motion in front of the trial judge to get your bond reinstated. Good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Crucita Sanchez.
In case number 2018 CF 14662, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a competency hearing on charges of tampering with physical evidence and resisting an officer without violence. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. In case number 2017 CF 12719, you're charged with, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a competency hearing on charges of battery on a person 65 years or older, battery with a prior offense, attempted battery, and petty theft. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $100 on each of the other counts. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in both of those cases, ma'am. Good luck. Good afternoon. Please tell me your name.
Yeah.
In case number, hold on a minute. '21 CF 1616, a warrant was issued for your arrest for petty theft, a third or subsequent offense. The bond on that is $5,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim, and you're not allowed to return to the scene of the crime. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. In case number 20 CF 10978, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for pretrial on charges of attempted tampering with physical evidence, resisting an officer without violence, and petty theft, 2 prior convictions. Your bond is $100 on counts 1 and 2. Actually, it's counts 2 and 3, and $1,000 on count 1. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on that as well. As to case number 20 CF 9726, I show that you were released on your own recognizance on a petty theft with 2 prior convictions. At this time, I'm going to revoke that ROR. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Daniel Baptiste.
Did you say Daniel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. In case number 21MM1840AO, you're here charged with battery. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? No electronic communication, no telephones, can't send a message through a friend. All right. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you live in the same residence?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. At this time, I'm going to order that you have to maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you still can't have any contact with the victim when you're doing that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Michael Burnett.
In case number 21MM1833AO, you're here charged with trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Yes, Your Honor, I went over all of the rights he would be given up to accept the state's offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to the Wawa. And after going through all of his rights he would be given up, he stated he would like to accept the state's offer.
Please raise your right hand, sir.
Ready to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
You heard your attorney just tell the court that you want to enter a plea today. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
And you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am, I don't.
And you understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property after warning?
No contest, Your Honor.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 2 days in jail. Sir, I have to order that you pay court costs in this matter. I'll give you a year to pay them. And I'll order that you not return to the Wawa. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you have 30 days to appeal in writing. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Andrew Chico.
This is, hold on, 21 MM 182780. Yes, ma'am?
May I approach the clerk so I have a no bill?
Yes? Sir, the state has just dropped these charges against you.
Thank you, Your
You're
Honor.
released. Good luck. Well, don't thank me. The state did it. Please tell me your name.
Venom Cooper.
Cooper. In case number 21MM1818, you're here charged with trespass on property after warning. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause. Does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication of credit time served and no return to the 7-Eleven.
Ms. George, you had an opportunity to speak to him about this?
Yes, I went over all the rights he would be given up, and after going through all the rights, he stated he would like to accept the state's offer today.
Please raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Ma'am.
All right, you heard your attorney just tell the court that you're interested in entering a plea today. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property after warning?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
2 days.
2 days in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them, and I'll order that you're not allowed to return to that 7-Eleven. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name.
Christian Hernandez.
In case number 21MM155AW, you're here charged with resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Yes, Your Honor, I had a chance to go over my client's rights with him. The state is offering an adjudication of guilt credit for time served. He wants to accept the state's offer. And we would ask, since he's resolving this case today, that you take no action on his out on bond case. It's set for, I believe it was a plea. They're trying to work it out. It's set for April 21st of 2021.
That's carrying a concealed firearm.
Yes, Your Honor. However, if you look, he doesn't have an extensive history of violence. And this new charge is not a violent offense as well. And it looks like he has 0 failures to appear. He's been working with our office to resolve that case.
Thank you, Counselor. What says the state?
I do see that it is set for pretrial on the 21st. I don't see any notes regarding if any negotiations have been made or if this is it's close to being resolved. However, as Ms. George told the court, he does have no failures to appear and a nonviolent history. So the state would ask that you also take no action on his carrying a concealed firearm charge.
So he's out on bond for carrying a concealed weapon, and he's arrested for resisting an officer without violence because he's running from a car with a burning odor of cannabis. There is cannabis greater than 20 grams in the car and a gun.
Yes, Your Honor, but he, again, is only charged with resisting an officer without violence.
Right, because he ran. I'm still inclined to revoke on his out on bond case. It's carrying a concealed weapon, and he's running from a vehicle where there's drugs and a weapon. So it's the same type of offense. And I understand at this time, there's no charges that he used the weapon, but it's
There's
a
no-
gun. He was,
There's no proof that it was his weapon either, Your
Right.
Honor.
There's not.
And he's employed full-time, as you can see at Hernando Pool Plastering. And because of that, given his history, he doesn't have an extensive history. And he is, from our notes, cooperating with our office to resolve his case. And he's gonna resolve this case today. We would ask that you take no action.
after you're sworn in, sir, if you tell me that you want to accept this plea agreement, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then I'll tell you if I will not revoke your bond. But at this time, I don't know. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you heard your attorney say that you want to enter, you can put your hand down. You want to enter a plea today, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand the rights you're giving up by entering that plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like your right to remain silent? Do
Yes, Your Honor.
you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Why are you in a car with cannabis, drugs, and a gun? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this instead. Why did you run from the police?
I wasn't trying to run.
Uh,
I was resisting.
Your Honor, from the arrest affidavit, it states that he pulled away. The officer believed he was trying to run.
Attempting to run. Well, okay, let me ask it this way. Why did you pull away from the police officer? Why did you pull away from the police officer?
I'm not sure I feel comfortable with him answering those questions.
He's given up his right to remain silent. He's going to be sentenced on that charge. I can ask that question.
Before I got pulled over, I was on the phone with my ex, and I threw my ring at the lake. And I guess because of that action, he thought I was trying to run away.
So while the police officer has his hands on you, you're trying to throw a ring?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
You couldn't wait till after the police were done? You had to throw the ring while he was touching you?
The emotion was so strong.
Court will be in recess for 5 minutes. All right, we're back on the record. It's 2:09 PM. Mr. Hernandez,
Yes, Your Honor.
I understand the state offered you credit time served on the resisting without violence. I'm inclined to accept that offer. I'm also inclined to revoke your bond. So I want to make sure you understand that. Even if you plead to the resisting today, you're not getting out of jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to proceed with that plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You understand you're still under oath?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything else that you want to tell the court before I sentence you?
No.
All right, at this time, I'll accept your plea of, are you pleading no contest or guilty?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty. Give you credit for
2 days.
2 days in jail. I'll order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those court costs. And does anyone have any other argument why I shouldn't revoke his bond other than the arguments that have already been made?
No, Your Honor.
No.
Then in case number 20 CF 10796, at this time, I'm revoking your bond. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Jasmine Memory Mitchell.
Good afternoon, ma'am. In 21 MM 1832, you're here charged with trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, a withhold, credit time served, no return.
Ma'am, are you interested in accepting that?
Yes.
Ms. George, did you speak with her about this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we would ask for an ROR.
She wants to plead to a withhold and credit time served?
No, I was gonna ask you for an ROR. I don't see that she has any criminal history.
All right. So you don't want to enter a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Does the state object to an ROR?
No, Your Honor.
At this time, I'll release you on your own recognizance. The special condition is you're not allowed to return to Maxwell Terrace Apartments. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Anthony Peterson.
In case number 21MM1841, you're here charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. Does the state have an announcement to make?
Yes, Your Honor, the state announces a no bill.
All right, sir, the state's dropping the charge against you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, have a nice day.
Pichardo, Franklin, Bonnie, Your Honor.
All right.
And Mr.
Would the clerk like a copy of the no information from Mr. Pichardo?
He didn't bond, they processed the no info that was in the clerk reports.
All right. Next, I have Cody Amon.
He's behavior, Your Honor.
All right, 21MM1836, retail petty theft. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent him.
Will waive.
There is probable cause. His bond is $500. No return, no contact with any witnesses or victim. 21MM440, Acapias for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of petty theft. I'll appoint the public defender's office. And thank you. And in case number 21MM1807, a warrant was issued for his arrest for petty theft. Bond is $2,000, no return to marshals. I'll appoint the public defender's office. Please tell me your name.
Edith Helen Basin.
Ma'am, you're here because a capias was issued for your arrest in 20MM8781 for for failing to appear on a pretrial conference on a charge of trespass and something other than a structure or conveyance. Does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication, credit time served, and no return to the courthouse complex without courthouse business.
No return where?
The original trespass was the courthouse complex.
I thought that's what you said.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ma'am, are you interested in accepting the state's offer today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You understand you don't have to do that. You have a bond of $500. But if you're interested in that, I can accept that plea today. Ms. George, did you talk to your client about that?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I want to resolve.
Okay. Please raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
And I went over all of her rights, and she understood her rights, and she wanted to accept the state's offer.
All right. Thank you, Ms. George. Ma'am, you heard what your attorney just said. Do you want to accept the state's offer today?
Yes,
You understand the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
yes,
You understand that if you're on probation, this plea could violate your probation?
yes,
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could deport you?
yes.
All right, do you have any questions for me about the rights you're giving up?
No,
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance?
no contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
4 days.
4 days in jail. Ma'am, I have to order that you pay court costs. I'm going to reduce that to a lien, counselor. And you're not allowed to return to the courthouse unless you have business at the courthouse. You understand? All right, good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name. In case number 20MM49AE, you're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a status hearing on a charge of trespass and occupied structure. Your bond is $250. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
The state is offering an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return. 12744 Pegasus Drive. I looked, I didn't see anything. Can you see, if, I don't see that he resolved this case before. My client's saying that he did. I didn't see anything. I just want to make sure before we plea him out again. Because I didn't see anything in the notes.
Give me 1 second. I don't see anything in our case management system, but I'll also
Okay.
just check the website.
But I did go over all the rights he would be giving up. And if he did not already plead to this, he would like to accept the state's offer.
Okay? Raise your right hand to be sworn while we wait on the state.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Does the clerk have that this is still an active case?
I also have it still as active. I do have another 20MM case, which is the one he made.
Okay.
Okay.
It was a 20MM case that he did plead no contest to.
Okay.
I may be confusing the two potentially, but I do have this as an open case.
All right, thank you, counselor. All right, sir, you understand the rights you're giving up by entering a plea today?
I do.
Do you have any questions for me about the rights?
No.
Do you understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate your probation?
Come again?
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation?
I do.
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation?
I do.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass and occupied structure?
No contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
4 days.
4 days in jail. I'll order that you're not allowed to return to,
or 12744 Pegasus Drive, which is the Business Administration 1.
And I'll order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay them. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Dawson Cologne.
In case number 21MM16, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear on a pretrial conference date for 2 charges, providing false identification to law enforcement and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, I showed she had a private attorney. I don't know if you still have one.
Oh. Do you know if you have an attorney in this case?
I do.
You do? What's the attorney's name?
I don't know his name fully.
Does the clerk have a notice of appearance? I mean,
I don't see anything in the clerk's side.
All right, I don't have that your attorney has filed an appearance in this case, so at this time, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office, but if you hire an attorney, we can discharge the public defender's office.
Okay.
And I'm going to take no action on the out on bond case. Good luck. I'm sorry? Yeah,
You stay or bonds?
yes.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Please tell me your name.
Tony Jenkins.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in case number 21MM1413, charging you with retail petty theft. Your bond is $500. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. What says the state as to his out on bond case?
Your Honor, he has very little history. His last conviction was in 2002 and 0 failures to appear. So at this time, the state would ask that you take no action on it. I don't believe the petty theft he's sitting on now had any drugs related to it.
All right, I'll take no action on that out on bond case. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Leroy Christopher Quentin Royal IV.
In case number 21MM1834, you're here charged with battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
how you got that no contest?
No, because of the kind of charge this is, you can't plead out today. So your attorney is going to have to get you in front of the trial judge who's looking at this case in order for you to be able to do that. Your bond will be $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any witness in the case. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You're not allowed to return to 7-Eleven. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You also have a capias that was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for arraignment on a petty theft charge. The bond on that capias is $2,000. I'll appoint the public defender's office if they weren't previously. Good luck, sir.
There was an offer, that's the one he's referring to, Your Honor.
Oh, on the trespass, I mean the
On the petty theft.
petty theft?
Yes, adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return.
Are you interested in accepting that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that that doesn't affect the battery case?
Yes, ma'am.
And unless you post that bond, you won't be released today?
The $500 bond?
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. In the name of God.
All right, so you had a chance to talk to your attorney about this. You understand the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
And you do understand that even though I'm going to accept the plea in the petty theft, you still have the battery charge, so you still have to post that bond to get out.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of petty theft?
No contest.
And also, before I accept that, I just want to make sure you understand that petty theft is what we call an enhanceable offense. And if you do this, if you squeeze it right there, it'll hold still on your nose. Like squeeze the mask. No, squeeze the mask. Put it back on your nose and then squeeze it. Yeah, there you go. That'll help you be able to see. So petty theft, after you get convicted of so many, the state can charge that as a felony. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I only have one, right?
I don't know if you only have one. You only have one today in front of this court.
Yeah, it's my first time being arrested for petty theft.
Okay, so I just want to make sure you understand that the third time it happens, if you get convicted, the state can charge it as a felony. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you still want to enter a plea of no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
4 days.
4 days in jail. I'll order that you're not allowed to return to, I don't have that information.
7-Eleven, Your Honor.
Oh, 7-Eleven.
Yeah, it's also a 7-Eleven.
And I'll order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Your Honor, there was also a possible.
Wait, Your Honor.
Wait.
I do have a question.
Hold on, let me hear from the state and then I'll get to your question.
There was also a cost investigation to OPD in the amount of $50.
Of how many?
50.
All right, I'll order the cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department. Yes, sir.
So I'm just basically waiting on the $500 bond
Yes,
for the battery charge.
correct.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Angelo Austin.
You're here charged with disorderly conduct in case number 21MO335. There is probable cause. Does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, with whole credit time served.
Are you interested in accepting that offer today?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, sir, you understand the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate your probation?
Yes.
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of disorderly conduct?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication and give you credit for
2 days.
2 days in jail. Sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. Do you have a job?
No, sir. Oh, no, ma'am.
Do you have a home?
I'm a college student at the time.
All right, I'll give you a year to pay it. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal. I did not. These are the petty charges I wasn't going to just because of money. Please tell me your name.
Harry Brown.
In case number 21MO336, you're here charged with littering and camping. There is probable cause. Does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, to withhold credit time served.
Are you interested in accepting that, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
I'm sorry, did you say yes?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Sir, you understand the rights you're giving up if you enter a plea today?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No.
You understand you're giving up your right to remain silent, your right to have a jury trial? We're not going to do that.
Yes.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation?
Yes.
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right, sir, at this time, how do you wish to plead to littering and camping? You can plead guilty or no contest.
No contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication. I'll give you credit for
2 days.
2 days in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs, and I'm going to make that a lien. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name. What's your last name? No, you have to leave it on your face, yeah. What's your last name? In case number 21MO337, you're here charged with prohibited activities in a park or recreational facility. There is probable cause. Does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, withhold credit time served.
Are you interested in accepting that today?
I didn't hear.
A withhold of adjudication and credit time served.
Okay.
You want to do that? You understand the rights you're giving up if you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about the rights you're giving up by entering a plea today?
No.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation? Sir?
She's asking a question.
Yeah.
Did you say yes?
Okay, you explain to me the rights I'm giving up again? I'm sorry.
So you're giving up your right to remain silent, your right to testify on your own behalf, your right to have a jury trial when one is required, your right to force the state to prove the charges against you beyond all reasonable doubt. You're giving up your right to present any defenses that you have. So if you enter a plea today, we will not have a trial. We're not having an evidentiary hearing. I'm going to sentence you today.
Okay.
Is that what you want to do? At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of prohibited activities in a park or recreational facility? You can plead guilty or no contest.
Guilty.
All right, I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for
1 day.
1 day in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay it. All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name.
Christopher Alonso.
Your case is 21 CF 2269AO. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with fleeing or attempting to elude police officers with disregard for safety and reckless driving. Another judge has already found probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard as to bond? On count one.
No, Your Honor, the state just asked that you set a reasonable bond.
Does the defense wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
All right, your bond on count one. Hold on one second, let me look at something. All right, your bond on count one will be $15,000. Good luck, sir. Oh, and on count two, it's $5,000. Sorry, it was already there.
And what was that case number, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
What was the case number you all had?
I had a sticky note to correct the case number.
Okay, I was just making sure.
21 CF.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
George Augustine Bonded.
Oh. What's your name, sir?
Michael Blakemore.
In case number 21 CF 3063, you're here charged with robbery with a firearm. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Counselor, did you wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm arguing that.
Hold on, I just put the mic closer to you. Sorry, I want to hear you.
I'm arguing that there is no PC for the robbery with a firearm. I see the robbery, however, there was never a gun recovered, and the victim never saw a gun. All we have is the 2 Newports that he took, and they stated he had pretended to have a gun. However, in order to prove a robbery with a firearm, the state has to prove that in the commission of committing the robbery, the offender carried a firearm or other deadly weapon. Then the robbery is a first-degree felony.
What says the state?
Your Honor, the state has no argument as to the firearm aspect. After doing some research, I believe defense counsel is correct, that there's not PC for a robbery with a firearm. The state just asks that you find PC for straight robbery.
For what?
Just robbery.
Sorry, it's really hard to hear. I had the same question when I read this earlier.
Yes, Your Honor, I relied on Ryder v. State, which is a 50 CA case, 464 Southern 2nd, 1324, which is almost these exact facts. The defendant in that case said something along the lines of, this is a holdup, and no weapon was ever brandished or a gun was never brandished. And that was not sufficient to sustain a conviction for robbery with a firearm. And here, I believe the defendant just had his hand in his jacket as if he had some kind of weapon. So I believe that case is on point with our case. Therefore, I just ask you to find PC as to a robbery.
Thank you, Counselor. Did you bring the case with you?
Yes, I do have a copy. if
Ooh,
you'd
can
like
I
to
see it?
May I approach?
Yes, please. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Counselor. At this time, I find there is probable cause for the charge of robbery. The state or the defense can provide the statute number.
1 second, Your Honor.
I have 812.13.
What was it?
0.13.
But I don't know the subsection.
Subsection 1.
All right, your bond will be $15,000. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't have electronic communication. You can't send a message through a friend or family member. No contact at all. You're not allowed to return to 7-Eleven at 486 North Orange Avenue. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
However, I do believe the statute's 812.13, subsection 2, subsection C,
Thank you.
per our information.
Subsection 1, subsection C.
812.13, subsection 2, subsection C, as in cat.
Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Robbie Bernie.
In case number 173610CF, you're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest out of Seminole County. There's no bond authorized on this warrant. It charges that you failed to appear for mental health diversion hearing on charges of possession of alprazolam and oxycodone and driving a motor vehicle without a valid license. We'll notify Seminole County that you're here, and I'll also appoint the public defender's office to represent you. In case number 21CF3061, you're here charged with possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Counsel, did you wish to be heard? Yes.
No, Your Honor.
All right, I do find that there's probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $15,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any illegal substances or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
No, not really, because I don't even know why I'm here.
All right, State, can you put the factual basis on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. On or about March 15th, 2021, law enforcement was on proactive patrol and observed the defendant stop on the intersection. The law enforcement made contact, asked for a social, he did not know it. He conducted a warrants check and noticed an outstanding warrant from Seminole County. Search incident to arrest, law enforcement found a clear plastic baggie in the front right pocket, which contained a green leafy substance. Law enforcement also found a clear plastic container with a red cap. In that container, there was a white rock-like substances, which he suspected to be crack cocaine, presumptive positive for crack cocaine. It was a total of 1.52 grams. Through the officer's training, he believed due to the large quantity and the way it could be cut up and divided into smaller amounts for street level distribution. And there was a lack of any paraphernalia. All events occurred in Orange County, Florida.
That's why you're here, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir. Can you get closer to the microphone so I can hear you?
I'm trying to figure out why did they say that they came in contact with me?
Why did they make contact with you?
Yes, ma'am.
So in the police report, what it says is they conducted a stop of the individual, that's you,
Okay, why?
because you had committed a pedestrian violation.
Did they give me a ticket or anything for that?
I don't see a ticket in the file, but I don't have all the information.
Man, but when I have a ticket in my own personal stuff, that if they just brought me to jail for, or made contact with me for something like that, and I violated a rule like that, when I get a ticket or anything,
They don't have to write you a ticket. They can, but they don't have to.
well then, could they just say that then? Could they just say that, hey, you committed a violation? If you don't give me proof that, if you don't write a documentation that say, hey, this is what you did.
Yes, sir.
As a ticket or something, some type of violation or ordinance, something.
Yes, sir.
Then that's fine, but if I don't receive that, how can I say that, how can they say that I did that and then they're not even doing it, then they're saying I had all these drugs? I don't know nothing about that.
So-
Mental health, so I don't know nothing about it.
Let me explain it to you. They can do that, but it sounds like, let me finish.
Ma'am.
It sounds like what you're saying is you want to talk to your attorney because you think you have some defenses that could be raised in this case. And you might have some really good ones, and you might have some things that your attorney can file a motion to suppress the evidence. There's all kinds of things that can happen after today. The only thing we're doing here today is I'm telling you, based on the information I have at this time, there is probable cause for your arrest. It also doesn't mean that I'm telling you the state can prove the charges or they'll win this at a jury trial. That's a much later stage of the trial. Right now, all we're saying is there's probable cause here for your arrest. So when they did stop you, according to the probable cause affidavit, they found these drugs in your possession. I'm not asking you if they were in your possession or if you had the drugs. I'm not asking you anything about the details. But that's something you're going to want to talk to your attorney about because they'll have to file motions at a later time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Angel Corsino.
In case number 21CT2043, you're here charged with driving while license suspended. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond on that charge will be $500. You know, you can't drive without a valid driver's license.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in 21 CF 3073, you're charged with trafficking in oxycodone greater than 14 grams and possession of cannabis under 20 grams. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that case as well. There is probable cause.
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond will be $200,000 on count 1, $250 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume any illegal substances or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is there any way that I can reduce the first charge?
Not today. Your attorney will have to file a motion in front of the trial judge. Good luck, sir.
Squire Davis. Is that who you are?
All right. Case number 21 CF 3055, possession of cocaine. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent him.
We'll waive, Your Honor.
All right, counselor, there is probable cause in this case.
We would just ask for an ROR, Your Honor. Based on the arrest affidavit, I believe it was 0.4 grams.
Wait, get closer to the microphone.
I believe it was 0.4 grams, and he shows to have 0 failures to appear. The last violation was a municipal ordinance violation.
He has a fairly lengthy out-of-state record as well, though, counselor. Some of which are violent, some of which involve drugs.
Is there any way that he's able to be screened for PTR? I believe he only didn't qualify because he wasn't interviewed.
No, but, because he was taken off by medical, I don't think we can have contact with him.
Okay, thank you.
One moment. What says the state?
Your Honor, this is a nonviolent offense. However, he has been convicted of violent offenses in the past, most of which weren't too far long ago. He had a battery from 2018. And then I believe resisting and an assault in 2018 as well. He hasn't had much history recently, at least not in the state of Florida. And since PTR does not seem to be an option, and he is currently sitting on a nonviolent offense with no failures to appear, so he has no objection to an ROR.
All right, I'll grant the motion, and I'll release him on his own recognizance. He's not allowed to possess or consume illegal substances or have contact with known drug dealers.
Alex de Guzman bonded.
Okay. Please tell me your name.
Dane Donnelly.
In case number 21 CF 3077, a warrant was issued for your arrest for burglary of a conveyance, several counts, petty theft, several counts, and attempted burglary of a conveyance, several counts. So counts, this is a really confusing, it's really confusing how it's laid out. Count 1 is burglary of a conveyance, count 2 is petty theft, counts 3 through 8 are attempted burglary of a conveyance. Your bond is $500 on count 1, $250 on counts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So your total bond is $2,250. You're not allowed to have any contact with any victims or witnesses in the case. Do you understand what no contact means? You're not allowed to return to any of these scenes. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. As to case 20 CF 4648AO, I show that you were out on bond when you committed these new offenses. At this time, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck, sir.
I have no bond.
On the out on bond case, yes. Please tell me your name.
Marvin H. Ellison Jr., ma'am.
Thank you. In case number 21 CF 29330, a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with attempted armed burglary, improper exhibition of a firearm, discharge of a firearm on residential property, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Another judge has already found probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Ma'am, this came from the same incident that I was out on bond for with my wife. And they issued me warrants. It happened February 2nd. I just got out of jail on bond March 2nd, and 2 weeks later, they bring me warrants.
So it says that the allegation is that this happened the second day of February 2021. That's correct.
That's correct. On my wife, Jakeisha Ellison. Now, I bond out of jail. They serve me an injunction, and then they bring me back 2 weeks later saying that I got warrants, that they didn't serve me. And they give me one charge with no bond.
That can happen, sir. I don't know why they didn't serve you while you were in custody, though. But I do show that you're out on bond in 2 other cases. What says the state as to the level felony of count 1?
Count 1, I believe, is an F. I know it's a life offense.
I believe it is.
According to my document, the 81002 sub 2, burglary armed or with an assault with an attempt firearm is a 1020 life offense.
All right.
So state would be asking for no bond on that charge. And then as for the rest, I believe it's an M1, an M1, and then an F2.
So you'll have no bond on count 1 in the warrant. Your bond on count 2 will be $1,000. Count 3 is $1,000. Count 4 is $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with any victims or witnesses in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes. So I get appointed a public defender? On count one?
On all of it, you're appointed the public defender. They'll represent you on all the charges.
All right, thank you.
Wait, I'm not done. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition, and you're not allowed to return to this scene for any reason. Do you understand? Hold on, Miss George, I need to make sure he understands. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
No.
Okay, you can't have any contact with the victims or the witnesses. You can't return to this scene for any reason at all. Do you understand? You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Do you understand?
Just gonna apply for a bond hearing, ma'am, on open court.
I'm sorry?
Request for bond reduction on open court.
Your attorney can do that. She'll have to file a motion in front of the trial judge who's hearing this case.
It was the same thing.
So the out on bond cases, I show the date of arrest is 3/1
Must be separate.
on both of them.
I had warrants. I bonded out on the second, and they amended the information, because I called the bondsman, and now all of this is spread it out when it's supposed to be in one courtroom.
So I'm not going to revoke his bonds on those based on the timeline.
No bond, but it says must be set by first.
All right, good luck, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, you revoked his out on bond in both cases?
I did not.
Okay.
I looked at the dates, and I don't think that's proper.
Okay.
All right? Please tell me your name.
Carlos Long, ma'am.
21 CF 3053, you're here charged with possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $15,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume illegal substances or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good luck, sir.
Juan Marrero is medical.
Okay. He bonded. We didn't address him. All right, this is case number 21 CF 3048. A capias was issued for his arrest for tampering with a witness and burglary of a dwelling. It's a probable cause order. The bond is $2,500 and $150, which doesn't sound right. No contact with the victim. Do not return to the scene of the offense. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Do you want to waive his appearance, counselor?
Yes, we'll waive.
All right, thank you.
So you're maintaining the bonds as set?
Yes. Actually, is that charge burglary of a dwelling?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't have to keep that one.
A burg dwelling is a secondary felony. It's generally $5,000.
Wait, what?
A burg dwelling or occupied structure is an F2, and it's generally a $5,000.
Right, it should be. I don't know why it says 150, but this is a probable cause capias, not. So I'm going to change it. It'll be $5,000 on count 2, $2,500 on count 1. No return and no contact. Please tell me your name.
Elaine Mays.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You're here in case number 21 CF 3060, charged with resisting an officer without violence, assault on a law enforcement officer, battery on a law enforcement officer, threatening a public servant, resisting with violence, and disorderly intoxication. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $100 on count 1, $150 on count 2, $2,500 on count 3, $150 on count 4, $100 on counts 5 and 6. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages when you bond out. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't have any contact with any victims or witnesses in the case unless a law enforcement officer who's a victim or a witness in the case comes in contact with you during their duties. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Good luck, ma'am. has a probable cause affidavit in it. Did you give that to me or did I give it to you? I don't know why that's there. Please tell me your name.
Julia Minorich.
A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Seminole County in case number 19323CF for violating probation. There is no bond authorized on that warrant. We'll notify them that you're here, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. In case number 21CF2634, a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging count 1, human trafficking for commercial sexual activity of a child under 18, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. At this time, there'll be no bond on count 1, $5,000 bond on count 2. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not allowed to have any contact with any minors, anyone under the age of 18. No contact. Do you understand what that means?
Children,
How old are your children?
they're all teenagers.
At this time, I'm ordering no contact. Your attorney will have to file a motion in front of the trial judge. You understand no contact means no electronic communication. You can't call them on the phone. Don't send a message through friends or family member, nothing. You understand? You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Are there any other conditions the state would request in this case?
Also no contact with other named co-defendants.
You can't have any contact with any named co-defendants, any witnesses in the case, or any victims. You can't possess or consume alcoholic beverages or illegal substances. Do you understand? I said no weapons, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Jacob Daniel Perez.
In case number 21CF3058.
I believe she went back with
Yeah.
Ms. Minorek.
You're charged with possession of methamphetamine, possession of fentanyl, possession of heroin, possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and I'm going to wait until she comes back in, just in case she wishes to be heard. Just give me 1 minute, sir. While she's out, Counselor,
Yes, Your Honor.
thank you for doing. Anytime you guys have something like that, if you can bring the case,
When I'm unsure, that's usually my go-to is
thank you.
have something.
And always 5th DCA.
It's preferred. It's not always
Yes.
possible.
It's not always possible, but when it's possible, thank you. All right, ma'am, I just appointed you to represent Mr. Perez.
Okay.
And I just paused to be sure in case you want to be heard about anything.
Not that I know of, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
No, not that I know of.
All right, I do find probable cause exists. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $150 on 2, 3, and 4, $100 on count 5. You're not allowed to possess or consume illegal substances or have contact with known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Ma'am.
As to his out on bond cases, he has 3. 21 CF 1509, 21 CF 1494, 21 CF 1493. At this time, I'm going to revoke those bonds. Your attorney will have to file a motion in front of the trial judge. Good luck, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Please tell me your name. Mr. Walls, you're here because a capias was issued for your arrest in case number 19 CF 11545 for failing to appear on a plea hearing for possession of a controlled substance. At this time, there's no bond authorized on that capias. I can't change that, but I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Okay.
In case number, I'm sorry?
I got to see the judge.
Right, a different judge. I can't change that capias because another judge signed it with no bond.
What the charge is again?
That charge was possession of a controlled substance. I don't know what the controlled substance was.
That's where they beat me and took my diamond bracelet. And this shit been going on for 3 years. It's been going on for 3 years. They beat me and took my stuff. Okay?
I'm sorry.
They put charges on me and it's been going on for 3 years, earning kind of shell. That's why I'm here. Okay, they done been switching judges and switching to everything, and they beat me and took my $200,000 bracelet. And I've been going through this for years. That judge, Renee Roach, I done already wrote her. This why I'm in here. Come on, brother, let's go. Let me get out of here.
Well, sir, you have one more case. Can I tell you about your other case, please?
Ma'am.
You're here charged with another capias was issued for you failing to appear for a different hearing on a petty theft charge. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that as well. So now you have a lawyer representing you in both of those cases. So you want to talk to your lawyer about all of those things, and there's no bond in that case either.
There you go.
Good luck, sir. Sorry? Okay. Please tell me your name.
Diego Lopez.
In case number 20 CF 1251, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your probation by failing to live without violating any law by committing the criminal offense of domestic battery on March 7th, and domestic battery by strangulation also on March 7th, and for having hostile contact with the victim or the victim's family while you were on supervision. There's no bond authorized on this warrant. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Delano Diaz.
In case number 18 CF 2058, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your probation by failing to live and remain at liberty without violating any law by committing the criminal offense of driving while license suspended on February the 18th, 2021 in Seminole County. There's no bond authorized on this warrant, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Hey, Miss, I have a question.
Yes.
Is this for Seminole County?
No, it's Orange County, but the new law violation is alleged to have occurred in Seminole County.
So am I dealing with it here or in Seminole?
The violation of probation will be here, but the driving while license suspended charge will be in Seminole County.
Okay, well, I was arrested for driving with a suspended license, and they ROR'd me in Orange County, and I was still detained because Seminole County had a warrant. So as I was waiting to get picked up from Seminole, I was served a warrant for VOP yesterday.
Right.
I talked to my lawyer. She said she wasn't able to make it, but I was wondering if I was be able to get ROR'd on this charge.
No, sir.
No?
I can't change the violation of probation warrant. Do you have an attorney other than the public defender's office? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
So you want me not to appoint the public defender's office? You already have a lawyer?
Yes.
All right, then I'm not appointing the public defender on that case. Good luck, sir. What happened to Delisha Thurston? Oh, bonded. All right, thank you. Okay. Please tell me your name.
Ignacio Edgar Garcia.
In case number 19 CF 16934, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your probation by failing to successfully complete 75 hours of community service. There's no bond authorized on that warrant, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Edmund Charlton. Edmund Charlton.
Thank you. You're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest out of Sumter County. For violating probation on a charge of possession of marijuana less than 20 grams. There is no bond authorized on that warrant. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and we'll notify Sumter County that you're here so they can come get you.
How is this done normally take?
I don't know the answer to that. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, some places stopped transporting, but I think most places are transporting now, and Sumter is one of them. All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Kevin Smith.
You're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating probation out of Polk County in case number 17 CF 8133. There's no bond authorized on that warrant. We'll notify Polk County that you're here, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name. You're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest out of Seminole County. There is no bond on this charge of violating your probation for driving under the influence, causing damage or personal injury. We'll notify them that you're here, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other? All right, does the state or the defense have any other business before court adjourns for the day?
I have one question, if you don't mind, Your
Yes.
Honor. Regarding Mr., it might be more towards the clerks, regarding Mr. Blackmore, the one that we found PC for robbery, not the robbery with a firearm. I didn't catch what the bond was set for that one. Is there any way to, you guys already passed it?
I believe it was 15,000.
I did. I think it was 15,000.
15,000.
Thank you.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Court's adjourned.